Okay, we're not off to a good start.
Sirena's dead.
Miranya's down.
Miranya's dead.
I'm down. Everyone's been captured, my lord. I've been captured.
Gurak is just like, God damn it, guys.
I need more thunderbolts. All right, welcome back to the last story. In the last part, we told Count Arganan to get screwed.
I think
Took
the
his
actual
niece,
words were,
and
go
off
to
we
hell.
are. Your knighthood can go to hell. It was so inspirational, I applied it to my job.
Well,
Long story short, make sure your higher-ups respect you as an employee.
yeah, for sure.
Let's just establish that. But anywho, we are on the run. We're a wanted man.
Good.
I'm a
There's no one around.
wanted man.
As long as that cannon exists, the Count will never give up on this terrible
Okay,
war.
so our goal is to destroy the Lazarus cannon.
Dun, dun, dun.
That way it can no longer be used as a tool of war. Also makes us a sitting duck for the Gurak.
But I like everything about Callista's dress except for those sleeves.
Not a fan of the sleeves.
No. Because they're not even sleeves. They're just like gauntlets, I guess. But without the coolness of a gauntlet.
The hell is going on here? I didn't even get to attack the... Oh. Oh, so there's the Gurak. They were getting ready for a sneak attack.
Dun dun dun. Gurak attack.
Yep. They got their own, like, moving tower, Eye of Sauron, coming our way.
They're saying, I see you.
I see you.
So you did creepy. I did, like, musical theater guy.
Speaking of musical theater, like sing-songy, so recently they revealed the audition for Tim Curry as the Joker in the
Yeah.
Batman animated series. And so we finally got to listen because for the longest time we've known Mark Hamill as the voice of the Joker in Batman the animated series. And we heard that Tim Curry was originally cast as the Joker, but he was replaced with Mark Hamill. Now, we don't know the truth. Mark Hamill says that, like, one of the producers was like, that voice is too recognizable. I'm sick of hearing it. What else you got? Tim Curry says he had bronchitis and they just replaced him. I'm sure the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I think Tim Curry was too sinister. But also, when he tried
like
to be silly, he sounded like Bender from Futurama.
Yeah. I just don't think that his tone matched what the personality of the Joker is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Joker is just pure insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have that, like, insanity tone.
I agree to that. But it's interesting because I don't think it's a bad performance. I just don't think it fits the
Yeah.
character. Especially the way, like, that Joker is animated, that playfulness and that sing-songy grilled cheese sandwich
Yeah.
really helps. So anywho, this is interesting. Count Arganan is trying to recruit the others. They're telling him to get stuffed, but he's just like, well, you're going to be turning your back on the lives of a lot of innocent people if you don't help me.
They're like, shove it.
Such a shame that so many will needlessly have to die.
See, he's like, I have a chance to put an end to this war right here and now.
Escort me to the turret control room in the military wing.
So we
I will
gotta
draw
escort
out
him to the
full
turret
strength
room.
of the Lazarus cannon and annihilate their fortress.
You can really do that.
But of course,
He's a politician, don't believe him.
I know, right?
and master of this island.
Sounds good on paper, wait until it all comes into action.
My God, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
But this is what's interesting. We're playing as Lull right now.
Huh.
So this is a complete change of pace because Lull is more of a spellcaster.
Yeah.
He does not excel at being, like, combat efficient. He can, like, he has a dagger. So, like, he can defend himself at close range. Thank God. You have no idea how problematic it is when you play a mage that doesn't have a close
weapon.
range
Yeah.
weapon. To where it's like, cool, you can nuke them from afar, but when they get close, you're
Yeah.
screwed. But Lull, see, I gave him this weapon to just give him a little more of
Big
an
sword.
edge if something comes close to me.
Here's your big sword.
But yeah, we're going to get a brief tutorial on how to cast spells, because up until this point, we've been giving commands.
Right.
Hey, cast fire over there. Now it's, hey, I got to cast fire
Right.
at the monsters over there. So here's our little tutorial.
Nice.
Oh my god, they dropped in the big guns. Wait, I
I
can't
thought
see through
those
the damn
were-
smoke.
I thought those were only the babies.
Hell no. So hold down A to cast, press B to aim. Okay. And then I believe I release to cast the spell. Shit.
You hit the wall?
Yeah, I hit the wall. Okay, we're not off to a good start.
Sirena's dead.
Miranya's down.
Miranya's dead.
I'm down. Everyone's been captured, my lord. I've been captured.
Gurak is just like, God damn it, guys.
I need more thunderbolts. Hephaestus?
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus, yeah. How do you pronounce it? I almost said asbestos. Hephaestus has been captured, my lord. Everyone's been captured. I've been captured.
The cliffside area is crumbling.
Oh, cool. And I have the death spell on me.
I love the jokes from that movie. I haven't seen this much love in a room since Narcissus discovered himself. Like,
Yeesh, is this an audience or a mosaic? I'm sure I've said this in numerous other playthroughs, but I'm going to say it again. I love that James Wood just felt silly that day. Came in to take the piss out of it, and the producers were like, no, really, that's what we want. Because everyone else was like, I am Hades, Lord of the Underworld. And he was just like, hey, Hades, hi, how you doing?
Wesker.
Really made something unique, huh? The dog's back. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I took him out. He's gotten a lot worse at just like staying downstairs for a while. Part of me does miss the days when he just stayed down there and he's just like, that's a load of steps.
I know.
Now he's just like, my people are up there.
I know. I feel like he feels like he's not allowed to go downstairs anymore. But like he used to go downstairs and lay on the couch and
Yeah.
like he had pretty much the whole downstairs to himself.
I don't know what's going on with him as of late. I don't know if he's gotten real clingy because he knows he's old and he knows that like...
Maybe he's like, oh shit, I stopped seeing Milo.
Yeah.
Like
That's the thing. It really started ramping up
when Milo
when
died.
Milo died. That's when I noticed Wesker just get
Peppers.
extra clingy and kind of like, please don't let me be next. Please.
I mean, it's your Bubka, buddy. He looks down like, no,
Nobody lives forever.
forever.
For Eddie.
For Eddie.
For Eddie can't live forever. Oh, it's their arrows that inflict death. Well, that's lovely. All right, then. Yeah, I am way too out in the open. Shit, crap, shit.
Death.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so if you step into a healing circle, it gets rid of the death effect. That's nice.
If you step into a healing circle, it gets rid of the death.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now I need to... So this is interesting because I have to get out in the open so I can hit them and not the wall. But I
Can
can't
you-
be too open because they'll snipe me.
I was gonna say, can you command anyone else?
I don't know if... I think commands is only for Zale.
I mean, not that you can do it right now since this is pre-recorded and we're
Yeah.
just commentating over top of it.
There is that. Damn it. No, I hit that building in the middle. All right, let's swing around. And the other thing, I don't have the power of the outsider,
Yeah.
so I can't revive anybody. I have to wait until their next life kicks in. And when all their lives are gone, that's it. Damn it. I'm not too good at this part. It's just, when you throw an entirely different character at me this late into the game, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, for
I
God's
feel like
sakes.
that's a bold move.
It is a bold move. Like, sure, it shakes things up, but also it's just like, what the hell? Uh-oh. Yeah. The
Death.
death took effect.
Got the death.
Ta-da. There we go.
Finally.
Yeah, this is one of my worst parts. I'm sure Fado has a paragraph of how to do it properly, but
Go on ahead.
I didn't do it properly.
I mean, I like reading those because it's like, oh, that's
Yeah,
how
definitely.
you do it. So
It's just like,
I don't
oh, well,
always know
shit.
how to comment back because I'm like, I'm dumb. Sorry.
I get that. No, I feel the same way. I'm like, huh, interesting. Well, I'm not going back. Like, if he's like, hey, just so you know, you missed that there, I'm just like, ah, well, moving on. But it's good to know for a future playthrough.
Or for anyone watching it.
Or
that
for
just
anyone
doesn't
watching,
wanna
yeah.
struggle.
Yeah. Don't make the same mistakes as me. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, I feel like as much as I enjoy the story
Oh, what the heck is this thing?
going on so far, I don't think I would have
Played.
enjoyed playing it.
I believe it. I will say we've definitely made progress with this, unlike Shantae. Whereas Shantae, I knew, like,
Well, Shantae was
even
it was
within like the
like
last
premise.
third, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this isn't gonna like win her over.
No.
But it's nice that like we've made progression here,
Reptids? I thought we were dealing with the
which gives me
Gurak.
more hope for games that I'm a little too
Have they infiltrated
close
as
to the
far as
chest
stuff?
with, that I wear on my sleeve,
Are they?
to where it's just like, well, if she likes them, she does. If she doesn't, oh well. There will still be like some mutual respect to keep the commentary going.
Well, yeah.
I feel at least.
I mean, like, the thing is, I'm not going to pretend I like something just because I know it's nostalgic for
Right.
you. Just the same as I would hope you wouldn't do that with something I enjoy. Like, granted, if it's like, I'm not gonna do that with something more important than, like, a game.
Okay.
Or, you know, I wouldn't want you to do that with something more important than, like, a TV show or a movie. It's like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't mean that it's, like, the worst thing ever.
Right. No, I agree. And I actually look forward to just hearing people's takes, even if they're different, because it's always interesting to see, like, not just hot takes in general, just for controversial opinion, but just, like, a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, even though I really enjoyed Shantae, I noticed some of the things that you disliked, and I'm just like, yeah, there's other games that do this better, so
Yeah.
why not just play those?
So, and again, the game itself looks like something I would enjoy on mute, which is a shame because the music is awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, just without the commentary,
I
you
can
know,
agree
I
with
would
that.
enjoy it. But I just don't like the commentary. Whereas this one, like, I don't like Siren.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't like her.
Yeah.
But there's so much more in the game than just her.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, with Shantae, you really only had Shantae to, like, play off of.
Well, that and, like, I don't feel like any of the characters developed. I
No.
feel like what they were at the beginning of Shantae, they were at the end of Shantae for the most part.
And that's not a bad thing.
In the last story, I
just
think a lot of
means
these
they
characters
do
really
develop.
grow
Yeah.
and develop.
But, like, even if they don't grow and develop, like in Shantae, it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't my type of humor. It wasn't things that I found funny. Like, and I have personal, like, oh, what's the word for it? Insecurities, I guess.
Right.
That, like, I did take offense to it, and I did take it personal, and I know it's not aimed at me. They didn't, like, sit there at the desk like, oh, Amanda was gonna shit a brick. Like, no, I just know it's my own insecurity, and when I hear that, it just
Sail, Lowell.
didn't sit well.
Yeah, fun's over.
So it's like, it's not that someone else can't find it funny. Like, I'm not mad when other people find it funny. I know it's my own sense of humor that
got you.
doesn't mesh.
No, that's all good, because good news, we're Zale again.
Yeah. Yay.
So, I will say sometimes it's interesting when you play as a different character for like a boss or something like that, because when you get your character back, you're like OG, you're just like, oh good, we're back in the saddle again. Because that's very common. Like, for some reason, developers know who the least used character is, especially in RPGs. And
they
they
make you
will
play
pit
as
you
them.
against one particular boss just to make sure it's just like, yeah, you're going to play as this character. We know most people don't play as this character, but you're going to have at least one boss fight with this character. And it's the boss that always, where you smack into a wall and it's just like, well, shit. Tales of Vesperia has one. Final Fantasy X has one. If you know those RPGs, you know what the hell I'm talking about. There's just bosses where it's just like, oh, you only play as this character for this battle. And I'm just like, well, there goes the pacing of this game.
See, I don't know if I'd like that.
Well, it's kind of like the best way to do it is you do it in Ys, to where like you have someone who's similar but different to the main character, to where it's not a shocking twist. When you play as Donna for the first time, were you just like, oh fuck, do I got to get accustomed to this?
Well, like playing as Donna for the first time you're controlling her, there is no fight. You're just like roaming around a village.
Right.
You're getting story. And then you do get to go into like a little pathway where there's tiny monsters. Like they didn't just drop you in an arena with a big bad boss. Like
Right.
you kill the little EXP monsters.
Okay, so they ease you into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at that, it's not like in the middle of the game they take away Donna and Adol, which are your main characters you're playing as, and make you play as like, who's my least used?
I don't know. Who was your least used?
Forget his name. He's the purple with the hat.
Oh, Hummel.
Hummel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They must have stolen.
So I was never in like a boss battle where I could only play as Hummel.
Okay.
Is an impressive feat.
But there were a couple bosses that were like, you can only play as Donna.
It is time that
Towards
they
the
learned
end.
true
Okay.
terror of
But
the
you've been playing with Donna the whole game.
Okay.
So it's not like in this one where you're giving commands. Like I got to switch to play that character.
Okay.
So I wasn't just like, Donna, do this. Like I switched and I did it myself.
Okay.
So like I already knew her moves, I already knew her combinations, I already knew her weapons. Like it wasn't a difficult transition.
I get you.
Whereas like if it was somebody that I didn't get, like, you know, if they were just like, oh, you're playing as Jogi now,
Yeah.
fight this boss, I'd be like, the fuck? Like I have no idea anything about what he can do.
Right. And like, even if it gave you little tutorials, that wouldn't help too much.
Well, I think it would be kind of annoying because it's like like for me, it takes me such a long time to remember what button does what. So, and then just to be like, oh, you have this really minute tutorial, go ahead and kill this big bad boss. I would be upset because it's like, I don't know the combinations. I don't have it right in front of me. I don't remember,
Okay.
you know. Whereas the other ones, I've been doing it the whole game, so I do remember their combinations.
Would it be better in a turn-based RPG? Where
I think
it's
so,
just
because
like,
you do have more time.
You have
You
time
can
to like
strategize and
build a strategy.
figure it out.
Okay. So in that context, you wouldn't like Tales of Vesperia's use, but Final Fantasy X, I think you'd be accustomed to. So
And
just be
I like,
okay,
I
what
don't
can
want to
this
say
guy
I
do?
wouldn't like it. I just think that it's a low blow.
It's a low blow indeed, and yeah, the last story does it too. I get that it forces you out of your comfort zone, but it's also just like, oh, for God's sake.
But I also have the mentality of like, it's a game. Why do I have to get out of my comfort zone? This is my escape from reality. Let me be in my comfort zone.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Like, you know, there's a difference between a challenge and like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Okay. So how do you feel about, because like this is happening right now, one by one your allies are leaving you to like fend off the horde while you go on alone. How do you feel about that trope? Like, let's say in Ys, all your...
I mean, it does happen. So that happens in Ys where like everyone leaves for a second and it's just Adol and he's trying to do it by himself. Or it's just Donna and she's trying to do it by herself.
Yeah, so you don't have that backup at the moment.
I think it's fine if
Okay.
like if you have the ability to gain levels and to gain skills and you're prepared for that fight.
Gotcha.
I feel like it'd be real shitty in like the second chapter of a game and you don't have the skills yet and they're like, "Oh, whole team's gone."
Yeah. Well, what's fair is that we are in chapter 34, so...
Yeah. Yeah. So I think like at this point in a game it's fine because your character is built up enough that like they can handle it if you play it.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually, your ass gotta leave the nest.
Yeah. And especially if it means like, oh, well, if your team leaves, you're not going to have as many of these little guys roaming around because that's what your team is doing.
Right.
You are going to have a higher health bar to go in and face the boss.
Yeah.
So I think that it's fair.
Okay. So, speaking of fair, oh god.
Well.
So these enemies are nitro. That means
shitty
they
dude.
have twice the speed, and they can also cast spells faster.
Hey, Starbucks has a drink called Nitro.
Yeah, basically they took that Starbucks drink. And they said, well, I'm invading a castle, so hit me.
I have never had a Nitro, and my boss was trying to explain to me what a Nitro is, and she came up with, like, it's like carbonated coffee that comes out of, like, a keg.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that sounds absolutely disgusting. Like, and she's like, you don't put ice in it, so it's lukewarm. Like, it's not supposed to be hot, but you can't put ice in it. So it's literally like room temp, black coffee. And it's recommended to drink it black. Because if you put cream in it, the cream will dissipate the carbonation and ruin the coffee.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, well, that sounds gross.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah. I see these things on Facebook and, like, I almost said Twitter. I don't have a Twitter.
I don't tweet.
But I see these things all the time online on social media about, like, Starbucks baristas being like, we hate it when you order a Frappuccino. And people at work, so I'm a barista. I don't work at Starbucks, but I serve like Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
Okay. And we make Frappuccinos. And people will come up and they're like, I'm so sorry, but can I please have a caramel Frappuccino? And I'm like, yeah, girl, like, why are you sorry? They're like, well, we know you really hate making them, but they're just really good. And I'm like, I like making Frappuccinos. They're easy to make. Like,
Okay.
they're fun to make. I love, like, putting the whipped cream on.
Then why are
It
they?
just looks
Why do
great.
people get so mad about
I
it?
don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. Like, I don't know why, like, this whole big thing of, like, we hate Frappuccinos. Like, they're fine. The only thing that's annoying is when, like, a group of 7 people come up and they all want Frappuccinos, but they all want different ones because we have one blender.
Okay.
So it's like, it's not necessarily I don't like making them. It's a more or less I feel bad because you're going to be waiting a minute
Yeah.
because I have one blender and I have to wash it between each Frappuccino. So, yeah, I don't understand where people got the idea that, like, baristas hate making Frappuccinos.
Man, Count Arganan is booking. What the hell does he think he's doing? Get behind me, damn it! Yeah, your funeral. I don't know what the... Whoop, now he's down.
Oh,
See?
he did now.
See what happened? Well, he's going to hell with his knighthood. As we said.
So does he just stay dead?
No, he has lives too.
Oh. I guess there would have been a cutscene if he, like, stayed dead.
Most likely. That's always something weird that, like, I get that's the disconnect between, like, the game and the story. But you'll be, like, in a battle, a heated battle. And your partner will die a couple times and you'll revive them and stuff. And you win the battle. And then story-wise, they die. And you're just like, what the shit? Like, I failed the mission because you died in battle. But, like, after I clear the mission because you survive, you die anyways. Just like, well, that's a dick move. That's in one of the games where you have to, like, escort this person to safety. And, like, they're slowing you down because you're literally carrying this person.
One
And then
thing
right at
that,
the end,
like-
the villain catches up and kills that person.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
The one
thanks.
thing I'm interested in, but haven't experienced, and I don't know if I would like it or not, is permadeath.
Oh, okay.
Like, in the sense of a team. So, like, right now, how you have all of your team.
Yeah.
Like, if one of them were to die, they stay dead
For the rest of the
rest
game.
of the game.
Yeah. That's, earlier Fire Emblems had that. I think it's now an option in newer ones. Like,
Okay.
you can turn it on for an additional
Yeah,
challenge.
I'm just curious
or
as
turn
to,
it
like,
off.
how it would work and how it would affect the story and the gameplay. Just because, like, they have a preset story
Mm-hmm.
that I'm sure they've written all of these characters in for.
Yeah.
But then if one dies, like, that's a lot of fucking options.
Yeah.
That you have to rewrite and re-script and redesign based on what character dies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious to see how that would work, or how it's done, like how it plays out.
Well, one day we'll play a Fire
You know, are
Emblem
they
game.
still in the cutscenes, or do they disappear from the cutscenes? Like, does it change the dialogue?
And because you're so fascinated, that makes me wonder if, like, do I just plow through the Fire Emblem game and learn from my mistakes, or do I go for, hey, don't lose a comrade? Like, if I lose a comrade, do I be like, all right, that's the end of that recording session?
I don't know.
Go
like,
back, redo, and that never happened.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure it would be...
Because, like, I know it makes the game harder, but I also don't
Yeah.
know if, like, it spoils the experience if you just go, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, is it more authentic to be
because,
like, you
why,
screwed up,
yeah.
so you go forward and see how the story plays out?
Especially if a designer puts permadeath in there, it's in there for a reason.
Yes.
So I feel like to just be like, didn't happen, is kind of cheating the game a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Not like, oh, you're cheating, but it just, like, I do feel like it would dim the experience because it's in there for a reason.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, would it hurt the experience to just
Because I guess that's how I feel
be
as
like,
well
oh,
whenever
none
you...
of my comrades died in this
Yeah.
playthrough, even though behind the scenes,
Like, they all died at one
six of
point,
them
yeah.
died at one point, but I just went, nope, kept going.
But it's also, I guess, the same thing could be said for when you have to switch a character. And I'm like, well, that's not fair. Well, I mean, that's a part of the experience.
Right.
But I'm just curious. I think I'm curious because I haven't experienced it yet. Mm-hmm. Like, and I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Where, like, a playable character dies forever.
I know there's a couple games that do it, but the only one I know by name is Fire Emblem, the earlier Fire Emblem games. Because I remember the one I have, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube. I showed Jeff for the first time, and he played. And one of the first couple characters died, and he failed the mission, and they were just like, too bad we lost them in battle. He's just like, oh, can I revive him? I'm like, no.
No, they gone.
They're gone.
They're dead forever.
And he was
They
just,
like
oh, wow,
actually, their
really?
picture disappears from the box of the game as well. It's like,
Like the Marty McFly photo.
yeah, the like in memoriam at
Marty,
the end.
we gotta go back to 1988.
No one ever sees that voice actor again.
Boy, you really took that to the next level.
I just finished a book and it like
There are enemies in the
freaked me out for like a hot second.
Yeah?
Just because it was a really difficult book to fathom. It's called The Memory Police.
Okay.
And the whole premise of the book is all of these people live on an island. They're not allowed to leave the island. And the island is run by the Memory Police. And what they do is they take away certain memories. So, like, one day, she, like, the main character, this girl, she gets out of bed.
Oh my god. I lost. Oh my god.
Everyone's dead!
Where did you come from? It's just like, well, you were busy sniping. I just kind of like snuck around.
But, like, in the premise, so, like, the main character gets up one day and, like, she can tell when something disappears. Just because it, like, the world itself feels different.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like she has to go outside and figure out what the Memory Police took away. So, like, one of the first things that they take away are birds.
Okay.
So, like, all of the birds are gone. So, and it's not just that they're gone from the whole island, they are removed from memories. So,
Oh,
like, you
shit.
don't remember what a bird is.
So they don't exist.
So they don't exist.
Cease to exist. That's crazy.
And, like, people, there's a part in the book where, like, people are taking their pet birds outside and, like, giving them kisses and, like, telling them they love them and then letting them go, and the birds just disappear.
And then you.
And then
lose
they
your
just
memory
don't
of them.
remember. They don't remember that they had a pet bird. Like, they don't
Wow.
remember, like, birds chirping.
Uh-huh.
The next thing they take away are, like, roses. Mm-hmm. So, like, all the roses are just gone.
What's the objective, or is that a spoiler? Like, why
Well,
is this
that's-
happening?
It is hashtag spoiler, but
Okay.
we never find out.
Ooh. Ooh.
I know, and it like bothered me so much. I'm like,
Is there
but
a sequel,
why?
or is that just kind of like a...
No, it's just kind of like a like.
Wow.
But there's certain people that don't forget.
That's ballsy.
So, like, they still remember the things that have been taken.
I don't know if I like that or not.
And the Memory Police are trying to find the people that can remember and get rid of them. Mm-hmm. So, like, by the end, they're trying to like weed out all the people that can remember by like taking body parts away. So the main character wakes up and she goes, I'm freaking out. There's something on my hip. I don't know what it is. It scares me. And then the guy that's hiding in her house that remembers, he goes, that's called a leg. You have a leg there. And the memory police took away the memory of their fucking legs. And like, she was like, what's a leg? And like, everyone was freaking out because they didn't know what legs were. They didn't know how to use their legs. Like, they couldn't feel anything on their legs. It was almost like having phantom limb, but it was just there. Because what that would do is now people that can figure out and know how to use their legs, the memory police know that they remember what legs are.
Oh.
And it just like they take more and more things as the book goes on, but
Of
you
course.
never figure out why.
never
And it
figure
drives
out
me
why.
nuts. I want to know why.
I need answers.
I was messed up. Whenever I finished that book, I was like, but why? Like,
Did you look at conspiracy theories or YouTube videos?
I didn't.
The ending to the memory police
you're
explained.
like, why? Like, it's just so bizarre.
Yeah, that is very bold. On the one hand, gold.
Like, it was very
Pure
poetically.
genius gold.
Yeah, it was very
On the
poetically
other hand,
written.
painful, agonizing
I know, but it was
failure.
like, I remember and I need answers. Like,
I remember the story. You gotta tell me the motives.
I mean, it was really
Ah,
well
well.
written. It was very good.
Well, some things are best left unexplained.
I disagree in some instances.
Better get used to disappointments. Who are you? No one of consequence? I must know. Get used to disappointments. Okay.
Uh,
Come on. There it is. The last of the nitro. Whew. All right. So we're going to make our way to the basement. Oh, thank you, God.
what?
Miranya learned revive.
Oh, yay.
So now it's not just my outsider that can revive comrades. Cool. We're going to see that kick in the next episode.
We're going to depend on you, Miranya.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Yeah.